Okay guys, so this is going to be, we'll call it mock-up 1, makes sense. Anyways, I'm trying to put a starter generator off of a Case 220 hydraulic drive on my 59 here. As you can see, there would be the non-existent clearance between the tire and the starter. I think I can space it forwards about that much. It'll be close. It might work. I'm not real sure yet. Otherwise, I'll have to come up with something different. Can't really mount it any higher, and I don't really want to mount it any lower. So anyways, let me get down here so I can see. Okay, so anyways, here's the starter in the normal Gravely starter plate. I did have to make this hole bigger here where the starter goes in so it would be centered. And hopefully you guys can tell, but the belt goes around there. This metal angle iron piece is just on there to fill the hole where it bolted on. Bolt's actually in where the starter button would go. This is the way it lined up. And the belt just goes around and goes up over top and over to there, and it looks like there's good contact on all the pulleys. The only thing is it's going to need some sort of tensioner to keep the belt tight, obviously. But other than that, should work pretty good. I got to clearance the plate yet, so this'll, because this, where you guys at? Where you guys at? Anyways, you guys should be able to see the room I have in between the flat spot on the starter there and the starter plate. I gotta cut the plate out that much in order to allow that to slide in. I think that'll give me the clearance I need for the tire over there. And then what I'm gonna do is this pulley will go on here either direction, and I think if I turn around backwards it'll be just right then. So anyways, that's what I'm gonna do here in a second, is clearance that, and we'll see how that works out. Okay guys, so after clearancing the starter on there so it would go through the plate like the other one, this is what I ended up with. Down here in the front is not too bad, but there's still not enough clearance back there by the wheel. But the only other thing I could come up with is space the wheel out an inch or so. I might try that and see how that works. Yeah, I might try that at least. But other than that, this setup will work. I just need some sort of chain tensioner, like from there and put a spring down to there or something like that. But I'll try and show you guys that this generator does work. Belt's not tight on it, otherwise it will spin it. If I figure out a way to tighten the belt, a little spin with the motor and everything. So at any rate, that's that for now. I gotta go change the oil in my mom's car and stuff. So yeah guys, so this will be part 1 of starter generator installation on a Model L. Sorry it's dark, like right where I want to work, guys, but alright. That's it for now. If this starter generator was shorter, basically I'd be good to go now, but since it's rubbing on the tire, I'm gonna have to space it out. a little bit. It only needs to go out like an inch or so, because it's real close to clearing. I don't know, I might mess with it later and take the back cover off and see if I can cut any of that off down there. So, anyways, later guys. Okay guys, so at any rate, can't get enough clearance with this starter in order to clear the tire and put it on the way I want. There's not quite enough room. What I'm kind of thinking I might do is I might put the stock starter back on and then look at putting some sort of alternator over here on this side. I think that'll work best, because now that I have that starter plate so to work, what I'm thinking is if I take and put the starter plate on, not backwards, but like, you know, like put it on so it'll work on this side of the tractor, put an alternator down low or something, use that to tighten the belt, and just use that to start the tractor. Seems like a good idea. I don't know, I could go fish around the junkyard and get an alternator. Probably in order to do it on this side of this tractor, probably have to remove the leg from the hitch, which isn't a real big deal. I don't really use that part anyways. So, I don't know. Just what I come up with. I did do some tests on that starter generator, and I did verify it's good. I bet the case is wired up wrong. So I might drag that back around here tonight, and I'll put the starter back on it and take a battery out of something. Either this tractor, yeah, probably this tractor at the moment. Either take the battery out of there, or take the battery out of the 818 is a pain in the butt, so I don't think I'm going to do that. I'll put it back in the case and start it and drive it around for a little bit maybe. So anyways, that was attempt 1 of the starter or a charging system project for on the Model L. It would work if I had a shorter generator, shorter starter generator. If it was an inch shorter, it would work just fine. It would just clear. I do believe from the starter plate, like right there, to the end of the starter back there, I do believe is 9 inches. So if you had a starter that was only 8 inches long, it would work just fine, because compared to a regular Gravely starter, it's 3 inches longer. It's about out here. So, oh well, I tried. But I'm pretty sure I can make an alternator work. As it is right now, it'll turn the generator over, but I can't start it with it. You'd have to have some sort of like inline tensioner in the belt. And since it won't work, I'm not going to mess around doing that, obviously. So, like I said, guys, that was try 1. Eventually, maybe there'll be another, I don't know, part or try to this. Like I said, maybe I'll wander over to the salvage yard one day and see if I can find a good alternator off of a truck or something and stick on there and see how that works. I mean, I really want to put it on my 70 here. The electric start 70. This tractor has an extra bracket on the back of the starter that goes over to the bottom end there, and it's just a pain in the butt to get on and off. So, alright, later guys, I quit babbling on.